Today we are going to talk about bank rounding, halfway even rounding. What it means. In classic Excel rounding, if we have 5 as a most significant number for us, we are always going up. And it means that errors are going up. So to make it a bit more even distribution of our numbers, our rounding up, we sometimes want to go down. And in bank rounding, we always go round to the nearest even number. So if we have number like 7.5, exactly half, so our whole number, in this case, is even, we are going up to the nearest, our number is odd, we are going to the nearest even number. So in this case, it will be 8. But if our number, the whole number we are rounding up, is even, we are going down. So when here we have 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0, we are going down, and it makes more even distribution of numbers of rounding values, so the error is less significant. And it's important, especially in banking, so that's the name bank rounding, bankers rounding, something like that. Okay, so how we can do it in Excel, because standard round function will always, with 5, the most significant digit, will always go up. We have to create different formula, and the formula that works for me, and I didn't see any errors with her, is a bit complicated, but when we work with this, it will be quite easy to understand. So we have to check if we are here in a halfway. So here we didn't go to halfway, here go to halfway, and here we passed halfway. So here we are going up, rounding up. Here we are definitely rounding down. But here, in those situations when we exactly in a halfway, we are not sure where we want to go. Okay, we know, but it depends, so we have to check it. To check it, when we are working with whole numbers or even bigger numbers, we can use mode function, and we are checking for a divider. What is the rest from dividing number by 1 in this case? So it's simple task, because we have exactly half here and here, and not in different our examples. So if it is in a halfway, we have to round to the nearest even number. So we are checking, is this result of mode function is equal to 0.5, so the halfway. If it is, so we have to add if function. If it is, we should use mRound function that returns number rounded to the desired multiply of even numbers in our example. So this number we want to round to nearest multiply of even numbers, so nearest multiply of 2, and just like that we will have proper rounding. And in other cases we are just using round function to the whole numbers, so the number of digits here as just 0, and we have to close this function, and now if function, and it should be whole formula. And when I copy formula down, we will see that when we have odd number here and we are in a halfway, we are going up, so to the nearest even number. But if we have even number here and we are in halfway here, we are going down also to the nearest even number, but down. But if we pass this threshold of halfway, we are starting to go up, and it's very important in our calculation. Okay, so we calculate rounding to the whole numbers, $1. But what about rounding to 100? With some modification, so we can copy our formula, and here it's rounding for now to whole numbers. But because we want to round to 100, so it's 100 times more than rounding to 1. So we have to our numbers in this formula just multiply by 100. So 1 times 100 is 100, half times 100 is 50, round is now rounding to 200s, and rounding E2, because we are rounding to 100s, we have to put here -2 to round to whole 100s, so 100, 200, and so on. And just like that, we have proper results. So here we didn't go to halfway, but here we are halfway, because we are rounding to 100, so we are checking this number, it's odd, so we are going up. And here, because we passed threshold of halfway, we're also going up. So when we go to the nearest number halfway, but this time we have even number, one of hundreds, we are going down. That's our case. But if I will add 1, so we go past the threshold of halfway, the number will starts going round up, and it's very important. When we want to use bank rounding rule for decimal places, so for example for pennies, we have more problems. So we have to remember, we now check the second digit as our even value. So if this digit is odd, we are going up. So from 0.075 we are going to 0.08, and if this number is even, so for example here we are going down, so from 2.085 we are going down. And we have to remember, if we pass this halfway, we are starting to go up, and we want to work with those bankers' definition rules with decimal places. We cannot use mode function, because when we work with pennies, for example, with decimal places, the mode function result will have some inaccuracies and far away digits, somewhere a 15-digit place after the dot, and we cannot check if it's in the halfway, because it's not from results of mode function. When we work with whole numbers, we can use mode function, because when we are precisely in the halfway, mode function will return halfway. In different situations there can be some inaccuracies, but those doesn't concern us, because they will work correctly just in this halfway. It's important for us, and mode function work is correct for us. So we can hide this. We have to use different method. And this method is important how many digit precision we have. So let's assume we could have decimal places to the 5th digit. So it will be something on one more digit, so 5 places. In that situation, we have to change our number to text, and we can use text function for this. So we're changing this number to text, but we have all 5 digits precision. So we have to write number format as 0.00000, so 5 zeros after the dot, and just like that we have numbers as text but with 5 digits precisions. And now we are just interested in the halfway scenario. So halfway is 500. Looking at the last 3 digits, 500. So we have to take out those 3 digits, and because there are numbers digits on the right side, we can use right function and just write. We decide we are interested in the 3 last digits, and just like that we have all 3 last digits. So when we are in halfway, we'll have here exactly 500, and when this is 500, we will have to remember about different rounding. So if the number before this 500 is odd, we are going up, but when it's even, we are going down. So we are checking, so if this number is equal to 500, but we have to remember we are working with text, so we have to write 500 in double quotes as text. And when we check this, we can simply use mround function just like before, but this, so we want to mround this function, but this time our multiplier is not 2 but 0.02, so around pennies. And okay, we can close this function, and if our return, when we aren't in the halfway, we can just simply round our values. So round this number to 2 digits, so to a penny, and we can close all our functions and should be okay, and we can copy our formula down. So we are here halfway, but the important number for us is odd, so we are going up to 8 pennies, and here we go to halfway, but this time the number, the digit is even, so we are going down. But when we just pass this threshold, we are starting to rounding up, and just like that. Okay, it's more harder than just like that, but now we have also formula that work with decimal places and bunkers rounding, but we have to remember about our assumption. So we have max of 5 digits precisions, and for us it's those 3 last digits that are important if they go to halfway, and based on that we are rounding on or just rounding given numbers.